YouTube people out there. So I put up a video just the other day talking about how the Democrats don't have a nominee, and I've had quite a few different people. You just in real life, we've talked about this, and they also see it. They're like, "Whoa, that's pretty odd." Anyway, so I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about this AI that just came out the other day that turned our founding fathers into Chinese and Black Americans and other things like that, and then how it's literally pushing an anti-white narrative on there. So when they said, I guess you this what was it? It was just the most recent AI to come out of Google. It's on the tip of my tongue, the name of it. I was just literally watching an article about it. Um, I guess when you typed in, show me the founding fathers, it would show like Chinese and Black and, Native Americans inside of the founding fathers wearing wigs and shit, right? And it's like, well, no, that's a complete lie. Like, not one of those people that were shown in those inclusivity Google AI things were a member of our founding fathers. Our founding fathers were British. They were ex-British patriots. I mean, that's common fucking knowledge, dude. Like, we came from Europe. They're white. you know? But so you see how they've gone from trying to make us all feel guilty about all the slavery and all the poor black folks and all the poor brown skinned folks and all the poor white folks that have been involved in slavery too, because we can't forget about them, into thinking that I don't even know. Like, it's really hard to make a comparison to the two, because like when you have a computer programming telling you that inclusivity and diversity is the way to go, but then they change historical pictures and historical documents and historical fact, wouldn't you say that that's like an attempt to wipe out truth and real information and real history? And we all know what the fucking communists do. We all know what dictators do. Saddam Hussein did it. Fucking every country that's ever had a dictator has done exactly what's going on now. They've changed history. They've taught new curriculums in schools. They've allowed some wacko shit to come in and fucking really fuck shit up. And then last but not least, they rewrite history to be something other than it's not. And right now, with this Google AI being exceedingly racist, everybody in Google's fucking insane. They're all fucking crazy leftists, dude. Fucking dick chopping, titty fucking cutting, fucking pill popping crazy motherfuckers, Like, our reality as human beings is, I believe, is seriously compromised at this point. Just all this shit combined with the fact, I don't know how, I know a lot of you guys out there who watch my channel and subscribe and show your friends and stuff, and I really appreciate that, by the way. Much appreciated. I do know that we are in a serious situation right now. Like, I really can't stress how serious the situation is, other than really to kind of show you how seriously I'm taking this situation. I'm taking this situation very seriously. I have got my home protection, or van protection, country protection. Great to fight off communists and invading forces. Yeah, I got some new stuff on her since you've seen her last. So let's go over. So, of course, you guys remember my red dot site. Red dot, green dot. Great. Not an ACOG. It's cheapy. It's what I could afford. It was $100, so it works and it's accurate and spot on. This, however, is my new addition. Those who know what it is already are like, flip up magnifier. Yep, that's what it is. Flip up magnifier 3 times. I set this weapon up for close to medium range combat, because if you're far away, I'm going to run. And I'm not going to engage you, especially if you're superior force. I know the rules. Anyways, my tack light. Gotta love the extended stock. The adjustable stock here. I run with it like this a lot of the time, because it's such a long rifle. Unless I'm actually setting up to do some shooting at range, then I'll pop it out. Anyway, yeah. So this is how serious I think this situation has gotten, to the point where I have armed myself up, and I'm not even driving with it taken apart, put it into the case. I'm leaving it together. I got my Glock right there at my driver's seat. Oh yeah, I built a Glock, by the way. I still have my 40. Oh, it's under the driver's seat. My Glock is in the holster next to the driver's seat. My 40 is under the driver's seat, up underneath, like in a little holster thing I made for it. So I just got to reach down and pull it out. And you won't know it's there unless you actually reach up under there and feel. Most people are like even feel. You have to feel under the seat, not there. Most people just flip up and look, and they don't see it. They're not going to lift up under because there's about that much of a recession under my van seat. So the pistol sits in there perfectly, and I just reach in, grab it, pull it out. Anyway, yeah, we're in a bad situation, guys, gals, real guys and gals. Like real men and women. The lies and the manipulation with technology and them attacking our Constitution. So I keep hearing Biden saying, "Oh, the MAGA Republicans." Okay, first of all, what's wrong with making America great again? Okay, and you guys know that I'm not a big Donald Trump guy. All right, I vote for him, just like I would vote for a male or a female who came to me and stood there and told me and my fellow countrymen, you and everybody else, what they were going to do for you and me. Biden never did any of that. He just told us what he's going to do for himself, So Donald Trump, obviously, is the one that I would want back in office, or someone like him, because I did really well under Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did really well financially. My life was good under Donald Trump. I had plenty of people buying my gems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't broke. I'm broke. I have like $6 to my name. Well, I did some van repairs yesterday. That's why. But you get my idea. Like under Trump, I'd throw out my table and Americans had fucking excess spending money. They'd be like, "Wow, look at that pretty rock, dude. How much? Blah. Here you go." Now, in the past 3 years, it's just gotten less and less and less, to the point where I'm going to tell you, I was just at the International Gem and Mineral Show in Tucson, Arizona. It's the biggest show on the planet Earth. Oh, I take that back. I think it's the second biggest show. The biggest show is in like France or something. I don't exactly remember, but I can tell you it's the biggest show in the United States. And I want to say it's the biggest in the world. You just research that for yourselves. I'll check it out, but by the time I check it out, this video will be over. So if it is the biggest, or if it's the second, or maybe even third, I do apologize if I sent any kind of misinformation your way. You know that I'm all about information and accurate and real information, not anything that's not. So if I'm wrong about the size of the show, I do apologize. Anyway, I digress. I've been attending the show for 23 years. I've missed one. I was on Hawaii, which is pretty good reason to miss the show. I was pretty sure I was body surfing on the day that the show was going on, which is like almost a whole month. That's pretty much all I did over there was sleep, eat, smoke pot, body surf, and swim. That was my Hawaii life. I loved it. I was in such great shape, dude. There's some actually videos here on my page. If you go to the very, 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 very beginning of Island Wonder, that's when I chose that name, because I figured I was going to stay on the islands forever. I got robbed thanks to leftist policies that didn't put these people in jail for the other previous robberies that they did. Because, yeah, Hawaii's fucking Democrat leftist. They're losing their fucking minds over there, too. So they robbed me after they've already robbed a bunch of people. And then they got let out of jail. And then miraculously, all my fucking shit disappeared out of the cops' evidence locker. All my landscaping equipment, my mower, my clippers, my fucking weed whackers, my trimmers, my edger, my shovels, my picks, my rakes, all that shit. They stole it all. They stole all my landscaping equipment. And then the cops did catch them. Well, we chased them down and forced them to bail. And I was trying to tell my friend, don't call the cops. Like, fuck the cops, dude. They're not going to do shit. Just don't call the cops. By the time I did that, he was already on the phone with them. And I was like, dude, let's just take this fucking 1985 Bronco. That's cherry. Take it back up to the fucking ranch. Let's pull it up to the barn. Let's strip this motherfucker down and sell it. Get our shit back. Leave those motherfuckers afoot. Have to walk back to Kona. Because we were on the Hilo side over in Pahoa, and they were from Kona. They came across the island to rob people. And that's leftist policies. Poor drug addicts. Oh, they didn't have a good loving mommy and daddy. Oh, so they're victims even though they victimized you and ruined your life and made you have to move off the island and back to the mainland because you couldn't afford to live there anymore. Oh, but poor them. And then they get released from jail because it's a Bubba system, even worse than our Bubba system over here. The Hawaiian Bubba system's bad, dude. It's real bad. So anyways, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling on. So I just, seeing all this other shit, seeing all this other stuff going down, knowing what's happening, seeing what's happening, all you have to do is read history. Like, the moment that some group or somebody tries to change historical fact and historical figures and just tries to literally destroy and bury the past, does not have anything good planned for you or our country or for me. I mean, like, that's the thing. You talk to any other country that's been around and they're proud of their heritage. Even the Germans didn't take down the concentration camps. Why? Because they wanted the world to see what could be. They left them up so people could walk in there and see what happened in Dachau and see what happened at Treblinka. Okay? They left those up so people could see them and be like, wow, we never ever want to let ourselves get to this point again. But the lefties, they're pulling down all the statues of everybody in the country that, the Civil War was part of our heritage, is part of our culture, part of our history. Okay? And whether you were on the side of whatever side, I mean, there's no sides. I mean, it's 300 years ago. Plus 300 plus years ago. So there's no taking sides of the Civil War at this point. That's retarded. It's retarded. It's stupid. It makes no sense. It's like, to me, it's like people that proclaim to be Nazis. And I have met them. They were in prison. And they had swastikas and pictures of Hitler tattooed on them. It's just like, dude, you guys, you do realize that the Third Reich is gone. Like, there is no 1,000-year Reich. The Nazis are fucking gone. The only people that use those word Nazis anymore are fucking the lefties. Because they don't even know the definition of a Nazi. You cannot be a Nazi in modern day times because a Nazi was strictly a member of the Third Reich. Remember the 1,000-year Reich? So unless you were actually a member of Hitler's army or a member of Hitler's staff or related to Hitler in some way or another, you cannot be a Nazi. It's impossible for people to be Nazis now. You can wannabe Nazis. The only Nazis that I know of that are still legitimate Nazis and have been Nazis since World War II, let me hear it. Yeah, the Azov Brigade in, where? Ukraine. Wow. Okay. So anyway, we tear down statues of fucking Frederick Douglass, which, by the way, didn't he run the Underground Railroad and form the Underground Railroad to try to help freed and runaway slaves get to the North? Yeah, he did. But they tore his statue down. They tore the statue of George Washington, our founding father. Okay, I'm not going to agree with tearing down the statue of General Lee because that's American culture and American heritage. And if we left that up, then we could actually say, look, how divided our countries were 350 years ago over whatever economic, socioeconomic reasonings. We were divided and actually fought each other. Americans killed Americans. Don't you think that's something that we should have there for us to see, kind of like the Germans with their fucking concentration camp? I'm going to pull an AOC, Don't you think it's time we look at the facts of history and what's going on? Sorry, I couldn't resist. I fucking hate AOC, dude. She's such another obnoxious cunt. Anyways, when they tear down statues, they're attempting to rewrite history. When they're rewriting history in school and they're allowing Google AI to rewrite history and to put false faces on stuff, you really have to take in question about what's going on. If they're trying to wipe out our history, they're trying to rewrite it. And if they're trying to rewrite it, they're trying to re-govern this country. And it goes back to what I was saying in my last video. Why don't the Democrats have a fucking nominee? Because they are not planning on giving up power. We are in the beginnings of a dictatorship, my friends. My country folks. Whether you're left or you're right. If you're left, you're going to see it sooner or later. We are in the beginnings of a dictatorship. The problem is these left people are so insane that when the dictatorship begins, if it's the Democrats doing the dictatorship, they're going to cheer it on. They're going to go, yeah, inclusivity, diversity, Joe Biden, yeah, Democrats, liberals, yeah, fuck the Trump people, fuck MAGA, fuck Republicans, fuck anybody that's not insane like we are. And that is dangerous, my friends. They are going to take this country over. And there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, it's not like you and I are going to get up and fight with my rifle or your rifle, right? Not until that actually happens. But when does it happen? How does it happen? And what happens? You know, they've got this planned. They've got this really, really well planned out. Use your head, people. We are at a turning point. We're past a point of no return, in my opinion. I mean, well, maybe just before the point of no return. What we're doing right now is completely unsustainable. Like, everything that's happening within this government, this lefty fucking lunacy, is unsustainable. Sending all that money overseas without it affecting our taxes, without having any return. Teaching little kids they can be fucking the opposite gender. Teaching little kids they can fucking chop off their body parts. Rewriting history. Using AI to trick people into thinking that founding fathers were Chinese motherfuckers. You know, I mean, dude, it's bad. It's bad. And now, if I just watched a podcast, if you guys don't know Tim Pool, he does Timcast. He's a musician. His music's okay. Tim, I like your style. I like your style, but I'm not the biggest fan of your music. It's a little I don't know. I like it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not something that I would choose to listen to. But I've listened to everything that you've put out already because I do respect you as a musician, as a human. But what I respect about you, Tim, the most is your intelligence. You have a high rate of intelligence. And I like how you are able to dance around all the insanity that's brought out to you by some of your guests and also by some of the stuff you're reporting on, and not let it get you confused. Because me, when I'm trying to do it, sometimes I get confused. It's so insane. The insanity confuses me over the reality. I'm trying to explain reality and they're coming at me with insanity and fantasy. And sometimes it's like, dude, you can't even come up with the words to tell them how insanely crazy what they just told you is. You know, the shit that they just said is insane, but it's hard to come up with the words to tell them in so many words that they're insane. Anyway, Tim Pool, check him out. Timcast IRL. You can do the members, become a member, pay a couple bucks, and, you know, have access to all of his shows that are on his website, whatnot. I'm giving you a shout out, Tim. Give me a shout out, buddy. So yeah, I like to listen to Tim because he puts it a lot into perspective. And then I listen to the Conservative Twins. You know, those guys are great, dude. Yeah, got a damn good show. I fucking love it. And then, of course, Officer Tatum, another guy I watch. Shout out to you guys. I really like to see when our African-American brothers are out there fighting against the real racism and showing the truth on how they are trying to unload all this shit on the backs of our African-American country folk. You know what I mean? Like, not only are they encouraging it to happen, but then they're offloading all this shit onto the backs of guys like Tatum, guys like fucking the Conservative Twins, you know, because they're black. They have to live in the country where they're affected by what their people do. And I only say that, guys, because, you know, it's the blacks and whites. And I don't want to get like what the blacks do, because that's, you know, it doesn't sound right. So, you know, what their people do. And we have to be responsible for what our people do. You know what I mean? Everything that happens is now a, hold on, it's kind of early. So everything that happens now is basically what's the fucking word? Okay, so when damn, I really can't figure out how to put this. This is that lunacy shit. It gets my brain tied up. I try to think logically, and then all this shit comes in with the left lunacy, and it really clogs my brain. I can understand how people do suffer from TDS and how they're tricked into thinking like the leftists, because it's so confusing that maybe some people just be like, all right, I'm just going to accept it. You know what I mean? So when the crimes committed, which are exponentially higher due to the populations, are committed by African Americans. It makes guys like Officer Tatum and the conservative twins, they're black. So they are lumped into that category as being black, while their black brethren are committing crimes. And then they're looked at for that. And it's reversed. Same with us. So when some white guy decides he's going to go shoot up fucking something, which ironically, the only white people that shoot shit up lately are trannies. Have you noticed that? The only white people that shoot shit up lately are trannies. Like, it's, come on, trannies and blacks. I hate to say it, Tatum, conservative twins, you know that I'm not racist, man, but that's the way it is. And we need to, like, address this kind of stuff, because if you allow people, doesn't matter the color of your skin or your gender or your insanity, if you allow them to continue to do what they're doing, it's just going to get worse. And it has gotten worse. We've watched it get worse over the past 3 years. We have watched it go from, oh, they're shooting so many black people, so let's riot in Kenosha, Wisconsin and other places and burn down cities under Trump, to they've shot more black people. Cops have shot more black people under Biden than under Trump, and there's no riots. There's no chases. There's no freaking protests. It's all being controlled by the left. Like, they've got control, guys, and they're not going to give it up very easily. So right now, I mean, I've been saying, I said in one of my videos, you vote for the Democrats, you vote for fucking war. We are going to war, guys. We are going to war. World War III has already started. I'm pretty sure you guys are very, very, very aware of that. However, the next step of it is the actual boots on the ground. Like, real boots on the ground, not no spec ops, hidden away where we can have plausible deniability. Chances are they're not special operations either. Chances are they're freaking contractors. You know what I mean? And so we can disavow they're being there. Oh, we didn't know that there were defense contractors in Ukraine helping the Nazis. So we know that that's going on. However, I think by June, we are literally going to have boots on the ground in Ukraine. And it's going to build up and build up and build up. And right around middle of July or so, like right about my birthday, I think, is when it's going to explode over. Somebody's going to blow somebody up, a ship or a plane, or, drop a bomb on a fucking trench full of U.S. soldiers, or vice versa, Russian soldiers, and that's going to ignite it. So, my friends, we are at a very, very crucial time in our country and in our lives. I mean, I'm 46, man. I've got another 40 years on the planet, I hope. I don't want to fucking get fucking annihilated in a nuclear bomb. And I'm just going to be honest with you. If the left takes us to war and we start fucking actually having war, and this administration, which all these lefties are supporting, dude, you fucking lefties better watch out. I've seen you lefties warn us MAGA people, and I'm not even MAGA. All right. I'm just me. All right. I'm registered as a Republican because I can't be registered as a Democrat anymore, because I don't believe the insanity that you fucking Democrats do. Lifelong California resident, lifelong fucking registered Democrat until 3 years ago. Like, I didn't vote for Trump the first time around. I hated Trump. I was on Hawaii. Trump fucked over my fucking pedicab business. I think I pointed this out in my video, but I'll go over real quick. Anyways, I had investors lined up. I had all the permits. I had the city on board. I was going to start the Lee Street Pedicab Co. Have 4 bikes. I was going to have a job. Being the CEO of the company, I was going to hire 3 other motherfuckers, give them jobs. So I would have been a small company, hiring and employing 3 Americans. Trump imposed all those sanctions on China, and the bikes that I was getting, I was getting them from China. Fucking who cares? The American bikes are the same fucking thing, and they're $3,000 more expensive. So yeah, you're damn right I was going through China. Who gives a fuck? The business would have been American. I would have given my shit to China, but the business would have been all American. And you know what? American bike making companies, if you can come up with a pedicab bike for $3,000, $3,500 with electric assist and a little thing on the top and all that stuff like the Chinese did, well, I would have bought yours. But you seem to think your shit's better when it's really not. I mean, anyway, I digress. So I was going to start the fucking company. Donald Trump put all the sanctions in. Those bikes went from fucking $3,500 to $7,500 overnight. Lost my business. Couldn't start it. The investor said, I don't have $25,000 to fucking invest. I got 12. 12 plus, maybe another fucking 4 at the most. But it went up to like fucking more than $25,000. I think it shot up to like $36,000 or some shit. And he's like, man, the most I got is like $18,000 to be able to kick in. So I lost out on that because of Trump. And I blamed him. I did. I went around and I was like, fucking Trump, fucking Trump, fucking Trump, 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 blah, 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 Trump, Trump, Trump. He's going to start World War III. He's going to destroy the country. He's a Nazi. I was literally almost a victim of TDS. And then I looked at everybody else instead of just myself. And I noticed a lot of my friends had money. Even the liberal ones all of a sudden they were doing okay. And a year after that, I noticed that I was doing okay. Why? Because people were buying more rocks. Why? Because people had more fucking money to spend. And that's when I realized what Trump did. He boosted American production, American energy production, American steel production, and said, if you import Chinese shit into the U.S., you're going to pay more. Buy American. You can't go wrong with that. But I digress. After I realized what was going on and I realized how well the country was running and then I saw the rest of the world and I was like, wow. So this guy who can't keep his mouth shut, Trump, you got to learn how to shut your fucking mouth, buddy. I know that you're just who you are, but that's the main thing that gets you in trouble is you're like me. You just blurt it out. The difference between you and me is you were the president and you're running for the president again. You got to learn how to not say stuff that comes on your mind. Me, I'm just a regular peon. I can say whatever the fuck I want, dude. And what's going to happen? Nothing. Maybe some local people or some idiot over there might fucking have a problem with something I said, but fuck them, right? You're the president, buddy. Like, we are all relying on you. Even the left, they just don't know it because they're brainwashed. Like, this is how Nazi Germany started. This is how Pol Pot got a hold of his country and murdered millions of people. The Khmer Rouge fucking did the same fucking thing. And North Vietnam and North Korea all did the same shit. And we're sliding down that path. And most conservative people know it. But the thing is the left have gotten control over our media, our mainstream media, over our government, of our inner workings of our government. We're fucked, guys. We're fucked. We're fucked. So, but anyways, I just kind of wanted to get a video out here to show what's going on and to really kind of try to put it into a better perspective, because I have a hard time like understanding it, and so not that I'm some genius and smart motherfucker, because I'm just like you, just whatever educational levels you attain are the same educational, well, maybe not the same, but our educational levels that I've attained. I think the only thing that I may have on some people is my military experience and my college, which of course was community college. I didn't go to university. I went to fucking community college in Siskiyou County. I went to a college of the Siskiyous and got my degree in journalism, which So I know how to follow the money. I know how to do my research. And that's the thing is when you like go up against these lefties who like bring forth these lies and the shit that they're just told, they just parrot it. Like the parrot that you say, Polly want a cracker, and it goes, Polly want a cracker. It's the exact same shit. They're just parrots. They're not even sheep at this point. At least sheep can run together in a herd. You know what I mean? They're parrots. They're like individual, non-flocking parrots. They just screech and repeat what they hear because that's what they've been programmed to do. And that's what's going to keep happening. We're not going to have elections. We're not going to have, our country's done. This is it. Like, if I'm talking to you this time next year on this video on YouTube, I will be very surprised. And if somehow, some way YouTube's up and running during the fucking middle of World War III, well, then I'll just be like, well, I told you, So basically what we need to do is prepare. There's nothing we can do to stop what's happening, in my opinion. I don't think that we can. It's gotten too far. So we need to prepare for after, when there's no law, when there's no courts, when there's none of that. Because, even if the Biden administration orders the military, the actual U.S. military to come in and try to take us citizens, half of the military is going to quit. And I know this for a fact. And most of you people who've ever served know that unless there's some weird trainee fucking choppy motherfucker, most people in the service join the service to protect their country and their family and to serve with honors. They didn't join it to fucking turn around and point guns at their own people. So half of the fucking military will quit, and we're at 30% capacity. So it's not like we couldn't take our own military as civilians. They may have automatic weapons and F-16s like Biden said. But you know what? When you ain't got the pilots to fly those F-16s because they fucking went home to protect their family from what you fucking started, I don't have to worry about your F-16s. I just got to worry about what little troops you send on. And I'm sorry, dude. I have zero worries about some trainee, even if they were a Marine. You weren't trained like I were. You weren't trained like I was. You got inclusivity training and safe spaces and basic training and timeouts and shit, dude. I got abused and yelled at and beat up and forced to run until I threw up and shit, dude. So do you really think that you could fucking take me, even in my older age? I'd like to see you think. I'd like to see you try. Anyway, when the lefties take us into World War III, it's going to be our responsibility to make sure there's no more lefties here left to do it again, if you get my drift. So remember who your lefty neighbors are. Remember who all the fucking prominent lefties in your towns and cities are. And when everything goes crazy and you don't have to worry about police, you don't got to worry about the courts because the lefties themselves have destroyed our country, take them out. Because if we don't, this is going to be our new norm. We're going to be under a dictatorship of some sort of Biden, Harris, or whoever the fuck is running a dictatorship. And they're going to take our guns. And they're going to fucking force us all to live in 15-minute cities. They're going to take our freedoms. They're going to fucking force us all to drive cars with kill switches. Yada, 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 yada. You think 1984 is just a fucking novel? It's happening, people. It's fucking happening. Don't let it. Don't let it. Again, I think we're beyond the point of return. So I'm just going to say, be ready. And when the time comes, remember who your enemy is. It's going to be another American, unfortunately. But they're not American. They're not really American. They're lefties. They're Democrats. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. Democracy is bad. Democracy means you elect the people into office. And then they decide what they are going to do. Just like what this motherfucking administration is doing. Where you have no say-so. A constitutional republic means that we voted them into office and they do what we want them to do. They do what we vote for them to do. They do what we bring up to the government to do. It's backwards now. Now they invade and bomb countries without our fucking consent. We didn't. Did you vote to fucking go to Ukraine? I sure as fuck didn't. So that's why we are in a democracy now. And a democracy is the next step after a democracy is a dictatorship. And after dictatorship is communism, socialism. Wake up, people. We're almost there. Anyways, I'm going to go start my day. I got to go use the head. And I hope you all do well. You guys take care of yourself. Watch out for the retards and the stupid people. They aren't there. And tell your friends. It'd be really cool if I can get some YouTube monetization. And remember, my page isn't just about politicalness. Every now and then I'll get up and I'll spout something out there. And, I'm really stoked when people give me replies back. And for all those people that have been paying attention and following me, I appreciate y'all. That's awesome. And I'm going to be in the Southwest all this year, doing some stuff. I'm in Las Cruces, New Mexico now. So if any of you all are out there and you guys want to get together and get stoned, smoke a bowl, or go shoot some guns or something, man, drop me a line. I'm going to be Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, and then I'm going to work my way up into Montana this year for some sapphires, and go over to Michigan and go see some friends over there, and then drop back down through. And this winter, I'm going to return back to Florida for the season, and then, up and out, back out this way again. I'm gonna become a true snowbird. I'm getting old. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Have a good day, and if you guys do like my page, tell your friends and hit that little thingy, whatever it is. I don't want to sound like everybody else. Hit the subscribe button for the dings. I don't think I'm ever gonna do any more than this kind of video. I'm not really gonna get into doing like editing and stuff like that. I'm just like this is what I want. I like to get a laptop. Then I can actually do some stuff on the laptop. Then I can bring forth some of these sources that I'm quoting, because right now, unfortunately, when I bring this information up, you as the people have to go out there and research what I just said or take my word for gospel. And I encourage you not to ever just listen to a dude like me talking and then believe everything he says without researching it. That's why we're at right now. You know, and if I'm wrong, please, if I'm wrong, like you guys, like I don't want to be a spreader of misinformation or false information. If I say something and you guys research it and it comes back to be not true, please check me on it. Bring up a sourcing, tack it on there, and direct me to the link that shows that I am not up to date on my information, and I will change it. I will be the first person to be like, oh, I'm sorry. I did not realize that I got it wrong. And I will say it. Unfortunately, that's what's going on with the rest of our country, is there's lies and bullshit and deceit and false information, and they never fact checked it. They just in the ear and then out of the beak like a parrot. Best economy in the world. Most jobs created. Rock, best economy in the world. Rock, most jobs created. That's all it is. I don't want you to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say something and have you just squawk it out and repeat it. Please fact check my information. Anyways, that's it. I'm actually getting away for now. You guys have a beautiful day. Watch out for the stupid people. And man, lock and load, guys. It's almost too late.